first of all, first game, I want to thank everybody for being here media-wise. We really appreciate y'all and the coverage. Shout out to our fans. Awesome first game in terms of attendance for us as we push towards our goal being top 10 in the nation. And then great performance from our young ladies in the second half. You know, it's our first game. First half, I think we had some nerves and anxiety going on out there, but I thought we recovered nicely in the second half. We held them to a combined 17 points total in the second half. Rebounded the ball well, and the young ladies up here with me just performed at a very, very high level. The two newbies couldn't be more excited and proud of them. And, of course, Brittany reaching her 1,000th point. It's quite an incredible feat for any college student athlete to do that, so congrats to her as well. Thank you. Well, just how we responded. You know, a lot of newcomers, a lot of people on the floor for the first time, and on a big stage, you know, with a lot of people. And I think just how they responded in terms of, quite simply put, just their movement. We weren't moving well in the first half. We really started moving, getting after it, and rebounding the ball a lot better.
What did you see from your team in that 21-point run to go from down 5 to up 16? Not just that you were able to score and put it together, but the fact that it transitioned over halftime, that they could carry that momentum with them.
You know, we started getting the stops, and we were able to get out in transition, and it opened up a lot of stuff for us. And that's how we want to play, obviously. So it was generated primarily from our defense and rebounding.
Brittany's talked a lot about the biggest change in her game, really, since she had a chance to play for the USA team during the summer, is how aggressive and how physical she is inside. How much of a role did you feel like that played in her game here tonight?
Yeah, I thought, you know, she even had the bloody nose going on there at one point, and didn't slow her down at all. I think you see a much more mature, poised Brittany on the floor, and just physicality-wise, she's able to handle things at a much higher level than she did previously. So I think we've seen the growth from the physical piece as well. You know, when she was playing USA basketball, she was playing against 25 and 30-year-olds, and I think it really taught her a lot on, you know, about that piece.
You know, 5 players in double figures and just a lot of people making their marks on this game, and a lot of those people newcomers to the team. Did you expect it, you know, this early in the season, right out the gate, for people who are new to this team, new to this program, to already be making their mark and impacting the game in such a significant way?
Yeah, I don't know we can predict those sorts of things, but we do want to score at multiple positions, and we do want to have 4 and 5 people in double figures on any given night. So that part fits into our style, our system. They don't always knock them down, but you know, an offense comes along a little bit quicker than defense. The young ladies that we signed and brought in, we knew that they could all score. What they're really adapting to and learning to is system and schematic type stuff, especially defensively, because that's a little more complicated. But as they grow and get better in that area, hopefully we don't have a slow start.
Some of the players knew that 17 was really the golden number for Brittany tonight, and in one of the huddles before the coaches came to the bench, Sydney was encouraging her teammates and saying, hey, we got 5 points to get Brittany to, you know, a milestone mark here. What does that say just about the support that exists on the bench and just within this team for Sydney to say, okay, let's go out there and let's fight for Brittany tonight?
Yeah, well, I think you heard the young ladies up here talk about how much they care about each other, and it's part of our culture that is building, but just tremendous love and care for one another, and they're selfless. And I think when you have that as part of your foundation, things like that with Brittany and all the connectivity and all of that happens naturally.
Coach, your depth seems like a much bigger weapon for you. You had 6 girls over 25 minutes tonight, just alone. How much is that going to help this team going forward?
It's tremendous. You know, it's not a luxury that we had last season, and it is really nice to be able to go to anyone on our bench at any given time and be able to sub. And they're all going to get in. They're all going to play, and that's a really nice luxury that we have this year.
And from what we saw from Cece last year, looking at the box sheet with her only having 5 points, you would think that's a head-scratching moment that just happened, but she was all over doing other things. What did you see from her tonight?
Well, she was, and great point. You know, she's used to being that person out there, and she will be. And it's just, you know, she didn't score as big, but she, as you said, she did other things. She forced some turnovers. She ran through some passing lanes. She ignited our break a few times, and then she shared the ball very well. I don't have it memorized here, but I think she had 7 assists. And that's one of the things I thought she did really well. And she will not be called upon to have to score like she did last year all the time. We do have the ability to go to other places and get the ball to other people. But what will happen with Cece, and one of the things that I was really proud of tonight is how she sprinted past 2 defenders at times and things like that, and really showed that she could do that and then make the easy pass to the next player. So things like that make it hard for teams to be able to double her, because it'll loosen too much up for the other people, and they're able to score. So they'll quickly learn, and they see this new team that it's going to be really hard to double someone like a Cece.
You talked about it a little bit in your opening statement, but if you could expand on Brittany getting the 1,000-point mark and what that means as a coach, seeing a player do it, and what it meant for you as a player, kind of all that kind of aspect of it.
It's really hard to do. I think, first of all, it's not, I mean, you have to put up some big-time numbers in multiple seasons and not have injuries and not miss games and a whole lot of stuff for you to get to that milestone. Brittany is such a good human being, and it's just exciting as a coach to have someone like that achieve another milestone, because she's going to continue to achieve those. And again, only 2 blocks shy of a triple-double, and you think about that and put it in perspective, that hasn't happened here since 1997. I mean, the team was in there laughing that some of them were born that year, but obviously she didn't get it, but she was that close, and I think that's something we're going to see some this year, is that she does get a triple-double.
For a player like Alexis Tucker, who is new, it would be easy for her to kind of get those nerves, or, as a freshman, to just play a little more timid. But for her to have a double-double tonight, what does that say about her? And just like she said, treating it like it's another game.
Yes, and we like that poise from a freshman. A lot of it with newcomers is they don't know any better. It's game day and it's time to go, and they treat it exactly how she described. And not knowing sometimes is a good thing. And I think with newcomers, in particular freshmen, a lot of times you have that. They just go out there and play, and their expectation. Her and Naila Dillard come from winning backgrounds in AAU and high school, so they expect nothing but to win when they step onto the floor.
And what do you hope the girls take from this game and kind of carry on through, the next couple games, I guess?
Well, the biggest thing is we've got game 1 under our belt. We're able to go watch some film against someone other than our male scout team, and we can kind of really keep working on things. And, the thing that's nice as a coach is, you can coach them harder after wins than you can losses. So we'll dissect the film, and we'll just keep growing and advancing. There are a lot of areas that we want to work on and improve upon, of course, but it's really nice to have that first game under our belt and to be able to go to practice and coach them after a win.
It's just really nice to, kind of have that stamp on my time here at Texas Tech. I worked really hard, and so that means a lot to have accomplished that. And my teammates are all excited. I had no idea I was going to hit that, so it wasn't on my radar, but that was awesome. Nice surprise.
Brittany, also going off that a little bit to not quite getting the triple-double, but, game pretty close there. What does that show about your versatility in this type of game, to be able to do that many things here, just in the first game of the year?
Yeah, well, the blocks, I knew that I wasn't having a great offensive half in the first half, and so I knew I had to play better defense to make up for it, and that's something that Coach Nick is always pushing me to do when I'm not having a great shooting. And so that was really where it came from, and I'm so glad that happened. And, it was just hard work.
Does that keep your confidence up whenever, even if your shot's not falling, that there's so many other ways you can impact the team?
Yeah, it does. And at halftime, it was nice to have a little reset. And so, yeah, it definitely helps.
So is it Boogie?
Yes.
Can you just let us know, how did you get that nickname? Just, give us some history on that.
It came from my best friend and her mom. I guess I just get to boogieing. I guess. I don't know.
Now, here for your first game, people obviously, fans in general, don't really know much about you before this, but what did you think you showed in this first game that really represents who you are, and what can you build on from that performance?
I feel like I showed my heart, my love for the game, honestly. My teammates set me up for really good shots, really good defensive plays, really good rebounds. With Britt boxing out down there, Tug boxing out, it made it easier for us guards to get the long rebounds. So I feel like it really just showed my heart and my work ethic.
And Alexis, so for you, just similar question, just you with your first game here. so many people gain so much action in this game. For you personally, what were you feeling this game that made you so comfortable to have such an impact early on?
Honestly, I was treating it like it was another game. I mean, we practiced really hard throughout the week, and we took our scouts really seriously. And every day in practice, we just continue to work on like the little things. And I knew that I have, specific goals that I wanted to reach, and I knew I had teammates that would help me get there. So just in the game, I just wanted to stay focused and just to play hard and to get the win.
Is that something the Lady Raider fans in general, it's how much scoring there was from so many different players? Is that something that they should come to expect just throughout the season, or what can fans take away from this game that they should be able to see in games going forward?
I think I'll probably bring something special. Like I said, I have my goals, whether it's points, rebounds, charges, anything that's going to help the team and that's going to help us win. So I think that, here, I know what I need to do. So I'm going to just go out there and do it. But I would say that you should keep a lookout for me. I have a lot to bring to the table, so I think we'll be good.
This is for all three of you guys. Before the season started, y'all talked a lot about just how well you've been able to mesh in that chemistry. Tonight actually seeing that, how nice was that just to know that, you have the newcomers and then the returners blending so well together?
I'll go. I can say that I actually love playing with them. They bring the best out of me. Whether it's in practice or in games, they're always encouraging me. They're talking to me. So I think just having that camaraderie and that love for each other really helps in games as well.
I say the same thing as Tuck. Is when you love to play, or like when you're playing around people you love, when you're playing around people that makes the game fun, it makes the game way more fun, So just playing around these girls and every day being pushed by the best to be the best is a good feeling.
Yeah, I would just say it's easy to play with people that love the game as well. As much as that we love each other, we also love basketball. And so to get to play with people that love it just as much as I do is really an honor and a blessing. So.
And Brittany, you had that big block there just before the end of the half that kind of ignited you guys. How big was that for y'all and just getting that energy going?
Yeah, I just think we needed like some kind of turn at that point. And so I was glad I was able to do it. Yeah.